It's Laura from the Grateful Catholic. Hope you're well. Today I wanted to talk about my gratitude for routine and how it helps me on my spiritual journey as a Catholic. So I started a spiritual routine years ago when I was still very much involved with yoga and paganism and meditation, Eastern meditation. And I would wake up every morning and I would start with yoga, and then I would do what I called, prayer. I don't consider it proper prayer anymore. And then I did some meditation, and it was like my time with God. Now, I look back at the practices I was engaged in with horror, shame, and embarrassment, but at the same time, I suppose God was still working in my life, because as much as I was misguided in how I was trying to reach God, I put a lot of effort, dedication to trying to find Him. And it's how I would start out every day for hours sometimes. And, building that muscle of putting my spiritual life first does help me as a Catholic. But I've just had to revamp it entirely. So, I was practicing asanas and drumming and doing all these things, and don't do that anymore. But now I wake up, I do the Liturgy of the Hours, a novena, I read the Bible, I pray the Rosary. Sometimes it takes an hour, sometimes a little longer. But it's that dedicated time every day for God. And in a perfect world, I really want to do the Liturgy of the Hours on a very regular basis. I haven't quite found the way to do it with my work day, but when I do it, I really find it very powerful. But in any case, what I found is that when you put that time in with God every day, I think it strengthens the relationship. And there's going to be days where it feels dry and uninspiring, and then there's going to be days where you really feel the grace of God's presence, and you have breakthroughs and maybe even mystical type moments. But it's really not like, oh, today was great, today was good, another day is bad. It's the consistency. It's like going to the gym and building muscles and endurance and strength, not by what you do in a day, but what you do day in and day out. Just because you can lift 100 pounds one day and maybe 60 the next, it's not like, oh, well, I did everything right that one day and everything wrong. It is the showing up. And the showing up for God can allow us to build that spiritual muscle, where I think God can speak more easily to us and to help us stay closer to His will as we travel down this challenging path as Christians. And I know for me, the days that are hard, sometimes I don't feel like doing it. But I usually use that as a sign that I need to do it more. If there's some prayer that I'm resisting saying, I feel like I need to say that prayer more. And if I'm having a bad day, if I'm, feeling overwhelmed or grief stricken or ashamed, and I'm not feeling close to God, I know for sure, for certain, that tomorrow, no matter what, I'm going to spend that time with God and I have a fresh start. And I find that very meaningful and very important. And I'm grateful that I have that practice in my life. And it's really a matter of routine, and routine is such a banal word. It sounds so boring. How can a routine bring us closer to God? But when it becomes ingrained in us and we have woven it so closely into the fabric of our everyday, where it's, part of our groove, then it becomes instinctual for God to be the center of our day. So I wanted to share that, like the powerful mechanism of routine in my life, and I'm grateful for that. So thank you for listening.